Welcome to week 3 of The Gathering Live. We have a new set, Tim. Did you notice?
I noticed.
We have a new place. You're so far away. You've moved away from me, which is good.
That's what we're supposed to be doing.
I have my tape measure here. Yeah, close enough. Hey, we're excited you guys are here tonight. Hey, there's a couple of you joining us for the first time. I talked to some 7th graders this week. They're joining us for the first time. I'm
Welcome,
excited
7th
that
graders.
you guys are here. You have no idea what you just signed up for, but we're excited that you're here.
You could probably guess by our outfits, though.
Quite the first time appearance.
Yeah, it's the first time experience. This is actually.
We do this every Wednesday.
Yeah, we've worn this every week. This is not new. I promise you. But there is a reason behind it, and I'll get to that in just a moment. Couple things for you as we get started tonight. At this point, if you're not signed up for our text message system, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing with your life?
You still paying 10 cents a text? Is that the problem?
Yeah. Do you have a flip phone?
Change your phone plan.
Motorola Razr, I think is what those kids have. So what we want you to do is text SC Gathering. No. Yes, SC Gathering to 97,000. We're going to send you a link, and that'll get you all the details. So you'll get a text. It's like, hey, we're going live. We want to hang out with you, and you'll just click the link. Boom. Here you are.
Boom.
The second thing is if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, which is students, that's where you are right now. Tim, what do they need to do?
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
By doing what?
And
Smashing
Facebook?
that subscribe button.
Smashing the subscribe button and
Ringing
the
the
bell.
bell.
Ring that bell like your life depended upon it.
Like you're trying to get change outside of Walmart at Christmas.
Okay.
Ring that bell.
It's too far. And one other thing, if you are on Facebook with us, hey, what's up? We're excited you're here with us. That's for our parents tonight. We're excited you get to hang out with us. Hopefully this doesn't drive you away from the Summit Church. We want this to be a fun thing.
Or you might want to join student ministry. Who
Or
knows?
you might want to volunteer in the student ministry. We are recruiting currently. But we're excited you're here. Pastor Ryan's hanging out with you guys. So I'm sure he'll say what's up. So, hey, we're going to start tonight with some more news. Last week we had to start on a serious note. This week is no different. The CDC has again reached out, and to say they are not pleased is putting it mildly. So we're going to read you the latest communication from the CDC letter, and it'll be on the screen here behind me. Let's read this together, Tim. Dear Summit Church student staff, mainly, Tim, last week it was Summit Church leadership.
Yeah.
I think they've identified
figured
that
it
we're
out.
clearly
No.
not in any sort of leadership here. We at the CDC had the opportunity to review last week's program, The Gathering Live, and once again we have concerns. I don't know why we had a wall. Regarding the example you are setting for the young people that make up your audience. Our concerns are threefold. What is threefold?
A threefold. Never heard that in my life.
It's a unfold. You know those things you used to get when you pass
Like
notes?
the little,
Yeah.
like they turned into like a,
Yeah.
a dove or something?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Origami.
Like origami, thank you. All right. First, we continue to see what seems to be a blatant disregard for the mandated social distancing policy. CDC, I'd like to address this one right out of the gate. Okay?
With mask.
That's 6 feet right there. And look at the suits.
Hand
I feel like-
sanitizer?
huh?
Hand sanitizer is in
Hand
place
sanitizer
too.
is available in every nook and cranny of this set, so I feel like that one we can check off the list. So, please get a bigger desk. We didn't just get a bigger desk, CDC. We go all out, bigger set, no expenses were spared. That hood is just killing me. I don't think this is any better. Okay, on a positive note, we do appreciate the continued use and sometimes excessive use of hand sanitizer. I think that's mostly you, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's even like you can get one for each hand within reach, one for each hand. Secondly, that barrier that was placed between the two hosts appears to be built by someone who has no mechanical ability. Listen,
Get him. Get him.
I built that wall. Okay,
With his own 2 hands.
my own 2 hands, my own know-how. I don't appreciate this.
That's 3 minutes of his life he'll never get back.
Accurately. That's accurate. The idea that this wall was CDC approved is preposterous. What do you think? I just printed something out
Preposterous,
and put
they
it on
say.
the wall? Like, do you think I have the time
We
to
had to
get to
file.
a printer? Like, we have things to do here. So, like, do you think I just? Okay, all right. I'm offended. We would never certify something so poorly engineered. Please remove it immediately if it hasn't already fallen down on its own. Well,
Wow.
oddly
Shots
enough,
fired.
it did fall down on its own. That's why it's
All right.
no longer
Point to
here.
you.
Yeah, well done. Finally, I, Dr. Redfield, did not appreciate, we addressed this, did not appreciate the idea that my doctorate is honorary or was conferred by the University of Phoenix. Rather, I hold my doctoral degree from one of the most prestigious, one of those distinguished universities in these United States, Georgetown University.
Go Bulldogs.
Are they the Bulldogs? Patrick Ewing.
They are now.
Patrick
Go
Ewing
Patrick
went to Georgetown. It is my expectation that an apology will be issued. Dr. Redfield, let me speak to you directly into that camera. I am sorry. I sincerely apologize for marginalizing you. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at our camera guy who's currently laughing at me. I apologize to you wholeheartedly. I will write a handwritten note sent with some Russell Stover's chocolates from the Midwest, just for you.
Maybe some barbecue sauce?
Ooh. I could make him some pulled pork.
Ooh. That'll get him.
I don't know. He's from Georgetown, though. They're kind of snooty about their barbecue.
We might be re-offending is what,
Okay,
what
that's
actually
all
could
you're
be
saying. We need to
happening
move
here.
on. Okay, let's finish this out. I would also appreciate a shout out from Jake.
Jake.
Wow. I'm a big. How are we supposed to take this?
Good job, Jake.
We work really hard, okay?
I'm proud of Jake.
I am too. I love Jake. Like, who doesn't love Jake? Okay, all right, I'll let that one go. And then finally, this will be the final warning. This final warning will issue, and excuse me, I can't read. We will issue before we institute a level 3 shutdown. Sincerely, Dr. Robert R. Redfield, CDC Director. Dr. Redfield, we are taking your, this is no laughing matter to us.
We state our regret.
We state our regret. We need you to sign the letter of regret that we will send to you. And we will make sure that going forward, hopefully, we have cleared these issues up now. But just in case we haven't, we do have one addition. I was able to procure some N95 masks. These are not easy to find.
Those are like
I felt a little bit
gold.
bad I didn't send it to our medical workers who need them.
Yeah.
But we want to make
think
sure.
they'll- I think they'll be okay.
Level 3 shutdown, we do not want to. So Tim, I got this one for you.
Thank you.
Yep. And then I got this one. So we'll make sure that we're
You're supposed to hand sanitize before you put
oh,
those
yep,
on.
yep. Good. Tim,
CDC
Tim,
rules.
Tim, it's not a blindfold.
I don't want to see it coming if I get sick. So
Tim,
Sheesh.
oh, Lord. Okay. It's time. This is not going to work with my microphone.
no,
So,
that's fine.
okay.
That's all right.
We're just
6
gonna
feet,
abide by
social
6 feet.
distancing.
I'm gonna remove this hood because it is woo,
It's warm.
a little toasty in there, and we're gonna move on to a game. So this game this week I'm excited about, and it might be a game that drives up some nostalgia. If you have been on a mission trip with us, I found this game and I immediately thought of one thing. But let me show you what the game is first. And let me see if you thought of the same thing I thought of. The game is called Toast Challenge, right? Toast Race. Toast. I don't even know. I don't know. See, I was going to tell him this when I got this game. I immediately thought of the Toast song that we have all been subjected to on many mission trips and camps. And oddly enough, Austin Gamble appeared to be walking by the church with his guitar in hand just wandering down View High, and we were like, "Hey, guy."
I was at home. I was actually all the way at my house, but I heard you from here on the live stream.
Did you
so
teleport? That was really fast.
I drive fast.
Or did we spend way too much time on Dr. Redfield's letter? Which happened?
entirely
Probably both.
So
a little bit of both.
you have a guitar. We're playing a toast game. What is about to happen?
I'm singing the toast song right
Okay.
here, right now.
All right. If you haven't heard this before, I'm sorry for what's about to happen. Austin Gamble, everybody. I'm gonna dig my eardrums out of my.
It's late at night. I'm hungry for some toast. Take some bread and roast it in the machine for that. Too short. How about 2 minutes? The answer completes a me. I'm forgetting the words.
Well, I have not. Unfortunately, they're forever burned in my memory. So thank you for coming. Hey, we want you to hang out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you.
the
Since
happiest
you
day of
don't
my
have
life.
one of the cool suits like Tim and I'm gonna hand sanitize
Oh my gosh.
this N95 mask.
Don't put that on.
Pat it in. There you go. So just
That looks nasty,
safety first.
but sanitized.
It's healthy. Trust me. Would your former youth pastor ever lead you astray?
No.
Yeah, that's right. What are people laughing about? I don't understand what people are laughing about. We're gonna play a game, Austin. We'd love for you to play along, but we need the mask, please. Dr. Redfield is not pleased with what we're doing currently.
There's no way this is any safer.
It won't
I think
fit
it
on
is.
my fat head.
Well, Dr. Redfield, we try. Yeah, just hold it. There you go. There, yeah, just hold it. Just hold it. That's fine. All right, so here's how this game is played. There's gonna be a video played. There is 4 slots in the toaster, students. You're gonna have to pick which slot the piece of toast will pop out of. You're gonna send that in to YouTube on the comment section. Keely is gonna keep score.
Yeah.
Once again, we're playing for $10, takeout only to Chipotle. I feel like at this point, Chipotle should be a sponsor.
Yeah.
Like we have sent them at least $40.
Right to Chipotle corporate.
Direct. We're keeping Chipotle running right now. I'm fairly certain. So that's how the game's gonna work. There's gonna be a video. Toast's gonna pop up. If you get the right slot, you're gonna win the point if you're first. And then we'll let you know at the end of the game or at the end of the night who won. So let's play the first one. Ooh, 1, 2. I love the music. A little elevator, like smooth jazz. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Toast. Look at that. Number 2. If you put in number 2, and you were first to put in number 2, you have won the point.
You're
in
good
the
at
round.
toast.
You are off to a running
Toasty
start.
start.
Toasty. Oh. Ooh.
Stay tuned.
She's,
Stay tuned.
We're- oh
she
my.
is a sharp
Ooh.
one. That's why we have Keely here. All right, next one. 1, 2, 3, or 4.
I'm gonna say 4.
4. Toast.
Toast.
4. Tim Jarrett wins the point. He's going to Chipotle. Sorry,
I concede
guys.
my victory.
He already. You won something today in staff meeting.
I did, yeah.
Tim, it's just Tim's day. All right, third round. I love that.
It is.
Toast. 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1. Uno.
Great job.
Well done.
Great job, winner.
Well done, guy
You know who you
or
are.
girl. We're
Person.
human,
Good job.
collection of cells. Okay, next one. Round 4. Number 2. You feeling a pretty strong number 2, or are you feeling strong about number 2? Okay. Number 3 is correct.
That's all right.
All right. 5th round.
This is getting intense.
We're getting down to the nitty gritty right here. Number 3 goes back to back. We'll call him the Bulls. All right. And that's where the GOAT played, by the way. Mason, not LeBron. Okay. 6th and final round. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the win. For the win. 2 is our
Dang.
final
No, that
one.
was a tough game.
Hey, how about a virtual clap for Austin? We're so excited you came and hung out with us.
Thank you, Austin.
Austin. We're going to let Tim and Austin go, and I want to talk about something near and dear to my heart. and that is camp, as Austin passes in front of me. That is camp. Camp is coming up soon. Hey, here's the deal. We still don't know. I wish I had an answer on what will happen. Here's what I do know from CIY, camp will happen at some level. So you want to sign up. If you sign up and for some reason camp changes, the good news is we will fully refund your money, deposit included. So parents, if you're watching on Facebook, you can sign up. If something happens and we can't go or something changes, you will get your money back. But we want to get you guys signed up because my hope and my prayer is that camp this summer is going to happen. And we would love to tell you a little bit about a life that was changed at camp with us last year. I want you to pay attention here to a video shot by the awesome Kelly Gardner.
My name's Kelly, and I've been coming to the gathering for exactly a year. I heard about Move, I think the day I came, because it was around February, beginning of March, and it was just when they were like opening up registration. So the first day of camp, we got there, and honestly, I was a little bit underwhelmed. It was just introduction, and I was like, oh no. And I was kind of dreading it a little bit, but then that night, things got real, and the first 2 days, it was so cool. We are in an auditorium of thousands of students just there to worship the Lord, which is something I had never been in. The biggest church environment I had been in was our youth group. And at camp, I went to a meeting from Michael DeFazio, and he talked a lot about the Lord and what the Lord expects from someone. And that was when I just had the moment. I had someone give me real answers, which I hadn't really gotten in the way I wanted, and I was like, I am ready to set my life on this course. I had been wanting to be baptized for a little bit. I didn't really know what it meant, and I think I was going into it for the wrong reasons. But then there was an opportunity after camp, after you had learned so much about your faith and grown in it and had such a fun time, where you could get baptized and just kind of publicize your faith. You were ready to show everyone what you believed and that it was strong enough that you wanted to stick with it. It was really cool. I came back, it was camp celebration, and there was a bunch of people, and I was really nervous. I was nervous about what I was gonna look like when I got out of the water, which was so silly, but they had these cameras, and I was like, what if I make a silly face? I didn't. But it was just a really cool feeling, getting to post those photos, getting to talk about it, getting to say, hey, look at me, I am ready and I am solid. If you ask anyone who's been to Move before, chances are they're gonna recommend it to you, and it's life-changing. It's incredible and it's so fun, and you should go.
We're gonna spend a little time worshiping tonight, and one thing I heard this week that was really cool from a worship leader that was leading digitally like we all are right now is that there is no reason right now that you can't turn your living room or your bedroom or your back porch or your car or wherever you're watching into the throne room. The only thing that's missing, the only thing that you need is the presence of God in that place. Because it's not about where you are, it's about God's presence in that moment. And so we're going to sing about that. We're going to sing about the presence of God and inviting him in. And so in this time, I know it's weird and it's so different than what we're used to. But I invite you to begin to invite God's presence into your place of worship, wherever you are right now. And feel free to sing out, feel free to sing loud as we worship together. Here we go.
Our hands, you lift our eyes up. Where your love is found, there will be no fear. God, your kingdom come, your will be done here. On earth as in heaven, Spirit of God, pour out, our hearts are wide open. Jesus, we need you now. Come, have your way in this place. Jesus, we need you now. We bring our shame, you bring redemption. You turn our chains into our freedom. And it's where your love is found. There will be no fear. God, your kingdom come, your will be done here. On earth as in heaven. Spirit of God, pour out. Our hearts are wide open. Jesus, we need you now. Come, have your way in this place. Break our walls down. Spirit of God, pour out. On earth as in heaven. Jesus, we need you now. We need you, we need you. And in your presence there is peace. And in your presence we are free. There's no better place to be. There's no better place to be. And in your presence there is truth. Your presence, mountains move. We forever run to you. We forever run to you. In your presence there is peace. And in your presence we are free. There's no better place to be. There's no better place to be. And in your presence there is truth. And in your presence mountains move. We forever run to you. We forever run to you. On earth as in heaven. Spirit of God, pour out. Our hearts are wide open. Jesus, we need you now. Come, have your way in this place. Break our walls down. Spirit of God, pour out. On earth as in heaven. Jesus, we need you now. Oh, we need you, we need you, yeah. Who am I that the highest King would welcome me? I was lost, but he brought me. Oh, his love for me. Oh, his love for me. Who the Son sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. Free at last, he has ransomed me. His grace runs deep. While I was a slave to sin, Jesus died for me. Yes, he died for me. Who the Son sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. Oh, I am who you say I am. Yes, I am who you say I am. Who the Son sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. Sing in my Father's. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. You may have reached a point in all this where it just feels overwhelming, and maybe you're feeling like you're on your own. Maybe you're feeling like God is distant. Maybe you're feeling like you don't know where to reach out to. Maybe this is a time where you just have to put those things down and let these words wash over you. Let these words reset your frame of mind. That the promises of God are true. That He says, you are chosen. You're a righteous priesthood, a holy nation. And you're His beloved. So we're going to sing that out one more time and declare that over the situations of our lives when we feel alone, we feel isolated. That we're chosen and that God has us in His hands. Let's sing that out. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. Yes, I am who you say I am. And I am who you say I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. Jesus, in these moments when we can feel so unsure of the future, so unsure of the unknown, God, allow us to rest in the promise that you have. That you're for us, that you're here to fight for us.
And God, we can rest in your mighty hands. We can rest knowing that, God, even though things seem chaotic, that you're in control. So Jesus, even in these times when we're apart, when we're not together worshiping corporately, would you speak to the hearts of these students to allow them to know that, Jesus, you're here for them. God, we thank you for that truth. We thank you for the promise of who you are. Praise in Jesus' name, amen.
Hey, so excited again that you guys are here with us tonight. Hey, we have more planned. It's been fun so far, but we've got a cool new game at the end of the night called Chicken Clash, little guys versus girls. So we're excited you're hanging out. Parents, I hope you're enjoying this as well. Tim does such an awesome job each week with our students, leading them in worship. You know, over the last couple of weeks, we've had this time that we've kind of shared a little bit of a devotional together. And really each week what I've tried to do is come to this time and provide some hope, provide some peace, provide some understanding that I believe we're going to get through this and we're going to come out the other side of this on just fine. First week we talked about what it means to look at the opportunities instead of all the obstacles that we're facing. And then last week we talked about what it means to have a faith rather than be crippled by fear. And as I thought about this week in particular, Holy Week, as we get ready to approach the celebration of Easter this coming Sunday and all the things that it meant, I had kind of this thought of maybe we need to answer the question of why do we have hope? Like, why do we have the ability to look at the opportunities instead of the obstacles? Why do we have the opportunity to have a life of faith instead of fear? And that question of digging into that really kind of drove me back to a verse that I've shared maybe as much or more than any other verse in Scripture. And it's John 16. This statement that Jesus makes that gives us something to cling to when we go through difficult times. John 16, verse 33 says this: I have told you all this so that you may have peace in me. Here on earth you will have many trials and sorrows, but take heart because I have overcome the world. And see, the power of that statement is that everything you or I will ever face, Jesus has already overcome. And that promise, that statement makes a lot of sense today, right? Like, we know that Jesus came back, right? He resurrected, he ascended, like all those things. But one of the things that struck me about this in a new way this week was, as you look at John 16, none of the big stuff had happened yet. Like, none of the things that Jesus is most known for had happened yet. Sure, he had shaken up the religious leaders. He had shared new truths. He had performed some miracles. Like, he had done some cool stuff. But none of the big things, like the things we celebrate on Easter, had happened yet. Jesus hadn't been arrested. He hadn't been tried. He hadn't been convicted. He hadn't been sentenced. He hadn't been beaten. He hadn't been made to carry his own cross. He hadn't been hung on the cross. He hadn't died. He hadn't gone to the tomb. He hadn't resurrected, and he hadn't ascended. So honestly, this verse, this idea of Jesus overcoming everything would have seemed crazy to his audience. And maybe for you, as you're facing what we're facing in our world right now, this still seems crazy to you. And so tonight I want to answer the question of why. Why do we have hope in the midst of a global pandemic? You see, the scariest thing that you or I will ever face, and the thing that really is really kind of facing us right now as a people, as humanity as a total, is this idea that we all have mortality, right? Like, none of us are going to get out of this life alive. Like, and we're having to kind of come to grips with this idea that that's going to be the end of it. And honestly, if you look at what most of humanity is most afraid of, it's their mortality. Sure, you may see lists that say that, like, they're most afraid of snakes or spiders or heights or speaking in front of people. But really, the thing that at some point in our life grips us the most is death. And so the idea that Jesus made this declaration, he made this statement that he's overcome everything that you or I will ever face, seemed ridiculous because he hadn't really overcome it. And see, there's this moment in the crucifixion story. There's this moment as you look at the story of Jesus as he goes to the cross where you see everything change, but I believe that most of us skip right past it. You see, we either focus on the brutality of what Jesus experienced, the the beatings, the floggings, the crown of thorns, the carrying his own cross, the nails. Or we just move immediately to the happy side, right? Like Jesus came back, he spent 40 days with the disciples, and then he went to be with God in heaven, and we get to meet him again one day, and he's going to be there standing, waiting for us, and saying that we're a child of his, and therefore we have the right to inherit his kingdom. But there's something that happens in the middle. There's a piece of the story where Jesus, I believe, experiences something worse than the physical. I believe what he experiences in the spiritual is far worse. Tonight, we're just going to read a couple verses there. In Matthew chapter 27, we're going to read verses 45 and 46. And what you need to know is in this moment, Jesus is getting ready to breathe his last breath. He's on the cross, he's hanging. He's getting ready to breathe his last breath. And we see a picture of something that's going on underneath the surface that is so much deeper than maybe we've realized before. It says this in verse 45. At noon, darkness fell across the whole land until 3 o'clock. At about 3 o'clock, Jesus called out with a loud voice, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, which means, my God, why have you abandoned me? And see, it would be easy to look at that and go, well, Jesus is just lonely, right? Like he's just experiencing despair. He's by himself. Everybody's abandoned him. His disciples have run off. The people that have followed him, he's being mocked. He's being made fun of. He's going through all these things. It would be easy to just look at that at surface level and say, well, Jesus just feels lonely. But I think it's way deeper than that. You see, for the first time, Jesus is experiencing separation from his dad. He's experiencing separation from his heavenly Father. And in a way, Jesus is experiencing hell. And see, that may not make sense to you. You're like, well, wait a minute. Would he leave and go down to like the center of the earth? Because a lot of times, right, we think that hell is like this place of like, a dude that runs around with horns and it's fire and volcanoes. And, if you believe like I do, it's pickles and cats. And like, that's what we think of hell is, right? But the actual biblical definition of hell is simply separation from God. And so we see this moment where Jesus feels separated from his Father. Why? Because in that moment, God the Father is taking the sins, your sins, my sins, all of humanity's sins, and he's laying them on the shoulders of Jesus. And in that moment, because God can't be in the presence of sin, we see this all throughout the Old Testament. We see all these moments where God has to turn away because he's in the presence. Like when Adam and Eve sin, he removes them from the garden. He removes them from his presence because he can't be around it. And in that moment, Jesus, for the first time, is experiencing separation, and he's going through it so that you or I never have to. He's enduring that so you or I will never have to, because there was no other way. The sins of me and of you made a separation between us and God, and Jesus steps in as the perfect sacrifice and says, I got this. In fact, in Philippians, Paul, one of my other favorite verses in all of Scripture, Paul talks about how Jesus had everything he could ever need. Like he was God, he was in heaven, he sat at the right hand of the Father. Like he had everything he could ever need, but he wanted one thing. He wanted you, and he wanted me. So he stepped out of heaven, he came in the presence of a human being, lived a perfect life, and he died the death of a traitor. He died the death, the most gruesome death. You see, the thing about crucifixion is that it was meant to be a spectacle. Like it was set up by the Romans, and they didn't want people to try and overthrow the government. So they dreamed up the most gruesome, nasty way they could possibly think of to execute somebody. And by doing that, they were hoping they would so intimidate everybody that they would never want to violate any of the laws. And Jesus goes through that as a perfect human being, simply because of you and of me. So we ask the question, why do we have hope? We have hope because of what Jesus did on our behalf. One of the things that I've actually enjoyed about this quarantine, this COVID-19 crisis, is my family is home more. My wife isn't working as much. I'm home. And one of the things that I get to do is I get to grill a lot. The weather's been great. You guys, I know you make fun of me. It's fine. You'll be typing comments to Keely. I love to get the grill out. I love to get my smoker out. And I love to make food. And I remember when I first got my smoker a couple years ago, I was terrible at it. I was horrible. I made food that was gross. I didn't even want to eat it. And so what I did is I started to kind of research and learn. And what was interesting was my family actually had some grace for me. And they actually let me make more food and hopefully make better food. And they started to tell me that, like, man, you're getting good at this. You're getting good at this really fast. How are you doing this? And I said, well, my answer is pretty simple. I go to YouTube. They kind of looked at me like, what does YouTube have to do with cooking? And I'm like, well, YouTube is like the greatest place to figure out something about, figuring out something you don't know how to do. So I just went to YouTube and I started searching experts and I started looking at what they do and started kind of stealing some of their ideas. And I started to kind of lean in because they had gone places that I wanted to go. They had done things that I wanted to do. And so what I started to do was learn from their experience because they knew what I was trying to do. And you do this too. It may not be smoking, but it's something else. It's, you want to learn from your teachers because you want to get good grades and you want to go off to college and you want to achieve everything that these dreams of you that you have. And so what do? You get close to teachers who have more knowledge, who have been places that you haven't been, who have experienced things that you haven't experienced, who have done things that you haven't yet done. Same thing with your coaches, with everybody that you encounter. When you learn from people who have been places that you haven't been, it gives you an ability and a strength to know that you can do this. And the same is true with Jesus. See, what makes that statement true, that Jesus has overcome everything, so we can have hope, we can have faith, we can believe, and we can trust, because Jesus overcame everything that you or I will ever experience. So if you're right now in your life, you're experiencing fear and despair and pain and heartache and all those things, you can take heart knowing that Jesus overcame them all, and he's telling you that you can have hope because he already overcame them. And that we don't have to face this pandemic with fear, we can face it with faith because of what we celebrate on Easter Sunday. You see, Easter Sunday is when Jesus went from crazy man to Savior. So why do we have hope? Why do we have belief? Why do we have faith? Why, as Christians, as people who follow Jesus, can we approach this pandemic differently than everybody else? It's because of what Jesus did on your behalf and on my behalf. It changed everything. So my prayer for you is, as we celebrate on Sunday, and it's going to look different, right? Like, we're not going to be gathered in this room together on Sunday, but we're going to gather to still celebrate the fact that Jesus came back and the fact that through him we can have a hope and a trust that we're going to get through this and we're going to be okay. Let's pray. Jesus, I thank you for tonight. I thank you for your word. I thank you that, God, the truths that are maybe the most spoken truths are the most powerful. God, I think of John 3:16, where you so loved the world that you gave everything. The verses that we hear over and over and over again that sometimes can become mundane, God, they have new power. And God, I thank you for the new insight into this verse, this John 16 verse, that gave me a new insight into the background of what you were saying and what you were doing. God, I'm grateful for a time to spend with my friends, with these students who are so incredible, with parents. God, may this next couple days, as we talk about your resurrection, as we talk about your crucifixion, may God, it be a reminder and a refresher that you're for us, you're with us. There's a hope and a future for us because of what you've done. God, we thank you so much for this time that we have to worship you. We love you and pray these things in your name. Amen. Hey, guys, what's up? John's here. John Brashear. You guys are not 6 feet apart.
We're going to social distance as
Yeah,
best as
you're
we
gonna have
possibly
to.
can.
You're gonna have to.
Don't get too close to Keely over here.
Listen,
Yeah,
CDC's coming after us.
yeah.
It's a
just
math problem
can
we'll
you go
never
sit on the
solve.
front of the
We should run
stage. Yeah, we're gonna have to get a bigger set for next week, I think. Well, hey, we're gonna play a game, and we're gonna play a game. This game is called Chicken Clash. Now, here's what you need to know about this game. This is a guys versus girls game, and you're like, well, how are we gonna do that? I'm gonna explain it. Don't worry. But I want to explain to you first the prize. See, this game is going to go multiple weeks. We're not just a one-time thing. It's going to be a game that we're going to do as long as we can't meet together. And the winning side, guys or girls, the winning side, the week we get back, the week we get to come back into this space and we get to do worship and message and all the things like we've always done them, the winning side is going to get free Chick-fil-A.
Boom, boom,
That's the
boom.
prize?
That's the prize.
Oh, I
Everybody's
thought that was a
getting-
punishment.
Okay.
So, you know how some people's sin is really obvious? Tim's is. He does not like
Clearly.
Jesus chicken. I've tried.
Soggy and gross.
That's not.
But if you guys like it, I'm glad for you. I'm
Well,
happy that you're going to win
Yeah,
it.
Can I have
Tim's
your
Tim's
sandwich?
not going to win. So
So the boys should lose already.
the boy, Tim,
Sorry, boys.
Braden, I'm sorry. Tim is already forfeiting.
Mason and Braden are going to come out.
If he represents the guys one week, I don't feel like this is going to go well. So
I'll try. I'll try my hardest.
try your hardest. So here's how this game is going to work. We're going to, in just a second, there's a wheel that's going to go up over my right shoulder. Oh, it's already there. Jake, already. He
No
doesn't-
wonder Dr. Redfield.
No wonder Dr.
loves
Redfield.
him.
Dr.
Red.
Field guy. No wonder he loves him because Jake doesn't mess around. So
Solid work.
what we're going to do is we're going to spin this wheel here in just a moment. And John, quit looking at the wheel. Quit looking at the wheel.
I already saw some of these.
Well, that's good.
and-
So, in just a moment, we're going to spin this wheel. Keely is representing the ladies. So, ladies, give it up for Keely.
Ladies.
Keely, they're looking at you, right? Right there. Look
hope
at you.
so.
Yeah, look at that. And then, guys, the best we could do was John. I'm sorry. It's the best. It's the best we could find on short notice.
Well,
We didn't have a lot of time to plan this, so I apologize. So what I'm going to ask you two to do is stand on either side of this here little coffee table and face each other. Face each other. I don't care how you do it.
6 feet away.
John's got, please, 6 feet away. Here, if you need a tape measure. No. Our audience wants to see you. That's perfect. Okay. So in just a moment, we're going to spin the wheel to find out your fate. And the first one to accomplish this is going to win. Everybody understand the rules? Okay. Jake, spin that wheel. All right. Let's see what we get here. It has noise. We just can't hear it in here.
I'm making my own.
Successfully throw and catch 3 pieces of candy in your own mouth. Now, the good news is, guys, as always, I came prepared. So,
I was like, where's the key?
bag M&Ms for you. John might want to get rid of. That's not the game. John, don't start yet. I would highly recommend the hat, getting rid of the hat, and the gum. I feel like that's kind of cheating. I'm not sure.
I feel like my bangs came at a bad time.
Yeah, the bangs. I did not properly warn you. So, I'm waiting. You guys ready? Everybody understand the rules? I mean, who wins the first? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've seen Chicken Clash done one time, and the person who wins first is undefeated. Has that been your experience?
That is accurate.
Yeah, they've never lost. So the first person that wins, I mean, you're setting yourself up.
You're like the
your team's
John Madden of Chicken Clash commentary.
You know, the team that gets the most points throughout this Chicken Clash
Always
is gonna win.
wins.
They're
100% of the
undefeated.
time.
All right, you guys ready? All right, Tim. You watch Keely.
I'm scared.
You're auditing Keely.
All right.
Remember, not 4 strikes, 3. She only needs 3, not
Bro,
4.
that
3.
we're gonna shut down YouTube if we make those jokes.
All right, I'm watching John. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
0-1.
John, 0 for 1. 0 for 1. You better hurry, John. John's got 1.
Oh, this is a tight race.
John's
oh!
got 2. John's got 2.
Oh no, we got 2.
Oh, John missed.
Keely for the win.
Keely wins. Oh no, the girls win.
No, where's the M&M?
They are undefeated. I had an M&M hit my flip-flop. Or slide. Excuse me, Megan. Yeah, not CDC. But thank you, Keely.
Yes.
Well done, John. We're.
I'm just glad it wasn't ABC's back.
I don't think you're gonna be invited back next week. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Yeah. So.
I'm helping Tim out though.
No, are you?
He doesn't want
Are you? All right.
Well-
John, thanks for being here. The M&Ms are yours to hang on to. Please return to your seat. We don't want to violate any more CDC rules any longer than we have to. Thanks for being here. Hey, I have news.
Uh-oh.
I have our winner. What are you grinning at me like that?
You're grinning at me. I don't know.
We have our winner of the Toast Challenge. I was going to give it to Austin. So many people were so excited about that song. I don't get it. Somebody one day send me an email and explain to me what the fascination.
That was the first time I've heard it, and I'll love it forever. So.
Okay, well, maybe I'm the only one. Maybe I'm the weird one. That's fine. The winner of the Toast Challenge, Julia Williams. Congratulations.
Yeah, 7th grade girl.
Dude, the 7th graders are on it so far.
Woo! You know your
Well,
toast.
They know their toast. Julia, we will send you a $10 Chipotle gift card to be used at any Chipotle, all of them, nearest you, takeout only, at least for now. That should change soon, I think. All right, next thing we have to do, we
Not in
have
charge of
to,
that.
we did another Instagram contest,
Yeah.
and we have to give out a winner for that too. So
Okay.
Jake is on it.
Let's go, Jake.
Jake is the grandmaster of all ceremonies here at the Gathering Live. We should get him business cards. Okay, we're going to spin the wheel to get our winner for Chipotle. Please spin said wheel. Jake Embry. It's making noises right now. And stop. Sammy Griff.
Yeah.
Sammy wins. Congratulations, Sammy. That is awesome. We're so proud of you for, filling stuff out. 2 big announcements before we let you guys head off to your groups. Number 1, hey, here's one of the things. I miss sitting with you guys on Sunday morning and watching service together. So we thought we'd try something this week. So what we're going to do is on Sunday, you're going to get a text at about 10:28, 10:30 roughly. We're actually going to watch the service together as student ministry on our YouTube channel. So we're going to watch Easter together. Tim will maybe be there.
I'll be there.
Tim will be there. Keely she'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Micah will be there.
All the cool kids.
That's
all the
right.
Cool
All the
kids
cool
and-
kids will be there.
Everybody's
So,
gonna be there.
come join us. We're going to hang out. We're going to watch Easter. We're going to celebrate the hope that we have in Jesus because of his resurrection. And we're going to hang out together. I will have a brisket on the smoker. Sorry, you can't come over and eat it. Maybe one day. Although last time I made smoked meat for the students, Jackson Schreckengoss called me a tryhard. And I'm going to be honest with you. I have a little PTSD from it. I don't think I want to cook them anything. And Brett made fun of me I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little more sensitive than you think.
So next week, Matt will be talking about insecurities.
Yes.
And
my own. Sharing with you my own. And before we sign off, we have
You're gonna be okay,
one
buddy.
other thing. We're excited to add this. If you have left, sorry, you're going to miss the party. We are working on an after show. So, not just this, you get more. But we're going to post it sometime
So
later
much.
on in the week. We haven't decided yet. But here's the thing. We know you're probably sick of, definitely sick of me, probably sick of Tim. You're probably fine with Keely. So we're going to have new hosts. And everybody's favorite guy, Jake Embry, is volunteered to host, as well
Jake
as
Embry.
my favorite guy, Micah Schuhart. They're going to co-host a thing called, we don't know what it's called yet. That's the point. So tomorrow, we're going to post a picture on Instagram, and we want you to nominate, please, TVG, okay? Be nice. But we want you to post a potential name. We'll post the next day the 2 best ones that we have. We'll let you vote on them, and we will brand Micah. And I believe Jake is getting a tattoo on his shoulder
That's what I
of
heard,
the
yeah.
name of the show. So,
That's what
I am excited for what this could be. Jake is currently talking to Micah, probably telling me that he will not be getting a tattoo. But too bad. We said it on live air. That means it's going to happen. When it said
Tough,
on live
Jake.
air,
Deal with it.
it's fact. So anyway, hey guys, so thankful for hanging out with us. Tim, any final thoughts?
Nope.
Tim never has any final thoughts. I have a thought. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your week. Head to your groups. If you don't know where your groups are, there is a text message coming in T-minus 7 minutes. Love you guys. See you later.
Bye.